But let me think of, I haven't had any seriously bad ones. I've just had ones where the chemistry isn't there. Like if the person asked me on a second date and I didn't feel into it, I just straight up tell them like this, but I don't feel like there's chemistry. I do think it's better to tell people you're not interested than to ghost them. And I had this discussion with my guy friends. The guy who asked if I was on the spectrum, he did ask me if I was on the spectrum, which is not why I felt like we didn't have chemistry. There's nothing wrong with being on the spectrum. But yeah, that was the one. Can you guys stop lol doubling you at me? I don't know. We were like 10 minutes in and he looks at me and he's like, so, are you on the spectrum? I just didn't know where it came from, you know? I mean, if I were on the spectrum, I feel like I'd be a lot better at chess because it gives you a lot of different advantages. I think he did then call it like a special ability. He was like, you know, like, do you have any special abilities? So I think he did think of being on the spectrum like a superpower, which I appreciate. So, you know, it wasn't that bad. Yeah. You imagine I've had a very high frequency of awkward Tinder dates. Why do you imagine that? I mean, look, I've told you guys. I've already told this to my stream because people here are afraid of being rejected. Guys, it was our second date. He was at my place. I went to the bathroom. He left while I was in the bathroom. Okay? I mean, you know, I've taken my L's, you guys. I've taken my L's. And I just wear them proudly and I move on. I'm not gonna be everybody's type. But that was kind of painful, man. That was kind of painful. Yeah, I understand. You're using Tinder and you're like, I don't want to get rejected. Dude, I didn't want to be dumped at the bathroom at my own place on a second date. But it happens. It's not me, it's him. So, yeah, it was the second date. And we also had like, you know, like a little kissing session before. So like, I don't think I'm a bad kisser, but like, I mean, guess maybe I am, dude. Maybe I am, Jesus. All right, on to the next game, man. On to the next game. No, I know I'm not a bad kisser. It was him. It was him. Okay, on to the next challenge. Guys, if you're enjoying the stream, I've really been authentic and kind of embarrassed about some stuff I shared. So at least use Tinder and meet somebody good in your life and then come back to me and tell me like, hey, I connected with this person. Thanks for pushing me. That would make my day. That would honestly make my day. You're dating a girl. That's great. You had a girl ghost you and you had horrible self-worth issues. Dude, he called an Uber that took 60 minutes to get to my place on a second date after we kissed in the club for 30 minutes, waited until I went to the bathroom, left, never saw him again. You want to talk about self-worth issues? How people treat you tells you more about them, not about yourself. Not about yourself. Get back on that horse, find someone better, and move on. And move on. Acid Mango, I think he actually was into guys, but that's a different story. It didn't matter because at the time I did not know. No, but I was embarrassed, dude. I was embarrassed. I was so embarrassed. Like in that moment, I just felt so mortified. I felt so mortified. I didn't know what to, I just kind of laid in my bed shocked, a little tipsy and a little shocked, you know? And it was rough. It was rough. But that's life for you, man. You think you'd quit for a while after something like that? Honestly, I think I just streamed all the time for like the next month. So, you know, we all cope in our own ways. We all cope in our own ways, okay? Anyway, so I am genuinely putting myself out there, guys. You should just accept that the reward is worth the hustle. Download Tinder, try to meet somebody nice, and don't take things personally. It's not about you, it's about them. You always knew something was up with me, smart pal? I don't think that's the case. I think I'm not everybody's type, but I don't think there's something... I'm very comfortable with myself, and I think that's what matters the most to me. Thank you, Murdy. Yeah, I don't think that's what it was, Turnt. I don't think that was it. If you use Tinder so much, why are you single? I mean, I'm dating people. Guys, why do you think I always leave the stream at like 8 p.m.? I don't have that many friends in Austin. No, I'm kidding. I'm not serious with anyone right now. It could happen. I don't know where things are going. I am open to being in a serious relationship, but right now I'm just getting to know people, and I think that's important, and I think that's okay. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Get to know people, you know? It's like in chess, okay? When you're starting out a game, you don't want to commit your pieces too early because you don't know where they're actually supposed to go, and you want to find the optimal square for your pieces. So you always try to make the non-committal moves first and leave the options open until you realize it's the correct plan. That's how I think about dating. I don't know if people are into me or they want something more. Maybe they just want something fun, and that is okay. Or maybe they just want a friend, and that's okay. I've been on dates with people who like nothing ever happened and we're just friends now, and we talk about business probably like 3 times a week. Totally fine. It just depends what you're going for. Bad at chess, bad at dating, got it. No. At what point is there too much on a Tinder bio? I mean, if you like your Tinder bio, that's what matters. If you think it represents you and there's nothing missing, that's a good sign. You think you're too okay with any sort of relationship that you don't mind if someone doesn't want to be more than friends? Yeah, I don't mind if people just want to be friends either. That's totally okay with me. I mean, I've dated people who I've also thought I'd be fine and happy to be friends with. Okay, so how are we going to win this game? Let's just trade queens. We're up a full bishop. You're apprehensive about dating apps because you feel like most people there just want to hook up. I think you set your own expectations. I sometimes, before I go on a date with somebody, I ask people what they're looking for. And I've had people tell me, oh, I'm just looking to hook up. And I said, you know what? I think we're looking for different things. So let's not waste each other's time. I think honesty is very important for me. And I think you can also translate it to dating apps. I'm not interested in wasting my time. I'm very busy. So if I'm going to go on a date with somebody who I meet on Tinder, or if I'm going to meet somebody because I think they'd be a good friend, I want to make sure that there's actually a solid foundation on which that could potentially work. What's wrong with hooking up? I actually don't think there's anything wrong with hooking up. If that's what you're both into, that's great. Go for it. But for me personally, that's very difficult. I'm into getting to know people. I've never been somebody who can just do stuff with somebody who I'm not into. So yeah, for me, I do actually, I think I put something about genuine connections in my profile photo on Tinder before, but then I felt like it was too cheesy, so then I rephrased it. For the content. That was for the content. You know, I'm a master. I don't know what happened there. I'll be right back.
A few moments later.
I'm back. Please don't leave. Don't leave while I'm in the bathroom. Not again, man. Not again. My little heart could deal with it only a few times, okay? Can't believe that happened. I still can't believe I got ditched while I was in the bathroom, man. Whatever. Imagine, okay, actually, let me tell you guys. Remember, he had called an Uber to my place. So the decision it must have taken for him to call the Uber while I was in the bathroom and somehow get away with it is actually very impressive. Very impressive. Oh, and okay, let me keep playing you guys first of all. Yeah, at least it was my home, right? So I could just, okay, my mom just said, what does it mean if you are on the spectrum? Well, mom, I'm pretty sure like, anyway, okay, so, oh, okay. Well, you understand now, mom, so that's okay. All right, I'm gonna keep challenging people who sent me challenges. Killer number 5, unrated, let's go. Okay, what were your experiences dating and Tinder and stuff in colleges? Okay, as I mentioned, I tell you guys the bad stories, but I've told you guys the good stories too. Like there's people who I just dated for like several months and we got along super well and it was great. Most people I've met on Tinder I've had a good experience with. Even the one who ditched me in the bathroom, I had a great 2 dates before then. And I'm pretty sure he was, you know, not into women and that was okay. I've never had a good gaydar anyway, so that's fine. I got ditched in the bathroom. Okay, you guys so here's another person who I met on Tinder while I was in New York. And he actually swiped left on me. He told me, it's very cute. But as I told you guys, I'm full send, right? So I sent him, I found him on Tinder. I was like, this guy looks really interesting. Swiped right. I didn't want to super like because I was like, I feel like if I do that, maybe it's a little bit too much, right? So instead, of course, naturally, I found his Instagram, slid into his DMs. And he was like, oh, yeah, like I think I saw you on Tinder. And I was like, oh, that's funny because we didn't match. But I was thinking that. I didn't say it in the conversation because, you know, I'm not going to be the girl who says that, right? I'm just going to be like, ah, yeah, that's so funny. Great. Anyway, anyway, so then, you know, we started talking, we went on like a few dates and it's the 4th date. And, you know, I was ready. He was like, hey, you should come, you should meet my friends. I was like, yeah, absolutely. He calls me 30 minutes before the date. He's like, are you coming? And I was like, yeah, for sure. Let me just call the Uber. Call the Uber, get out of the Uber, get a phone call from him, pick it up. It's not him, it's his friend. And his friend's like, yeah, sorry, he can't make it tonight. I was like, really? Because I could see you guys through the window. Of course, once again, what's in my head and what I say are 2 very different things. I was just like, oof, oof, oh, that hurts, sir. Oh, that hurt. That hurt. That hurt, that hurt, that hurt, that hurt, that hurt, that hurt. Gotta get back on the horse. Gotta keep going. Gotta keep going. Never retire. Keep aiming high, okay? Yeah, guys, it is hard for girls too. Anyway, so then I like blocked him on text. Then he sent me a really long apology on Insta with like a long explanation of what had happened. And you know, I never learned, so I was like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. It's like, yeah, whatever, that's fine. And then we went on another 2 dates and it was all good. You know what? I'm learning. I mean, I set the bar a lot higher. I was like, I'll forgive you, but like, I wanted to see some real effort after that, and I did. I saw some real effort, and I was impressed. All right, I'm gonna keep challenging you guys. All I'm trying to say is, you guys are coming and you're saying I don't use dating apps because I'm worried about being rejected. Let me tell you something. Rejection is like a muscle, and it's one that you have to be trained. Because everybody gets rejected, especially if you're a girl. You're not used to getting rejected, and that's your loss, honestly. I think it's very important to get comfortable with rejection because you get the best results once you've kind of just dealt with it properly. So, you know, just treat it as rejection training, man. You're gonna get a lot of swipe left, but when you get that swipe right, you know you're gonna be reading that Bible in bed, baby. Sorry, I mean, you're gonna have genuine connections, and it's gonna be great. I'm gonna keep challenging people. Christian stream. Christian stream. Christian stream.
I wanna hear it. I wanna see it. See